truly humbled. And one of the many challenges that I've had lately is to make time for a very important event such as this one. But like anything else in life, I have to take action on the idea of motivating you and convincing you on the theme, many cultures, one voice, promote equality and inclusion. The story that came to mind when I saw today's event and actually the whole month's theme was that of a featured hero, Shizuya Hayashi, whose nickname was Caesar. Apparently, the sergeant could not pronounce his name, Shizuya, so he nicknamed him Caesar. Caesar fought with the 100 Infantry Battalion, the first Japanese-American combat unit in 1942. He fought so well that he was awarded the Army's second decoration, highest decoration, the Distinguished Service Cross in 1942. 58 years later, and this is the year 1998, Caesar's records were reviewed, and it became very obvious that Caesar, among other Asians, did not receive the award he deserved because of racial discrimination. After additional efforts by those individuals reviewing the records, finally Caesar received the Medal of Honor, the United States' highest decoration for valor in time of war. How many Caesars do you know in your life? Perhaps you may have heard of the same story, or similar story, but this time the person was awarded what was due to him or to her because our culture has changed for the better. We now have come to realize that discrimination is wrong and has hurt many good people in the past. In light of this fact, the U.S. military now has zero tolerance for discrimination in any form. When you come from different cultures, look around you. We're all different. We're all so unique. We have different opinions, but if we are right and we have a contribution to make for the betterment of society, we now have a chance of being heard. There are many people like Caesar that have done great things to help others and our country, and yet went unnoticed by society. I think now the many Filipino military men, like my father, who helped the American troops fighting in the Philippines. Many of these brave men helped save our troops in many situations. The one that comes to mind for many people is the Bataan Death March, which would have been very, very disastrous, or more disastrous, were it not for the intervention of many brave Filipino soldiers. Often it was men fighting behind the scenes and with unsurmountable odds against them who paved the way for many of our victories in our wars. These are the unsung heroes who deserve recognition but were forgotten in the chaos that is war. Many were forced to fight because we brought the war to their homeland and they had no option but to fight, and so as to protect their homes and the people they loved. I am reminded of a small village in France where each year the townspeople gather and they have a celebration to honor a small group of American soldiers who, through their valiant efforts, were able to save the entire village from being overrun and destroyed by German forces. Most people have never even heard of this place. Yet, the bravery evidence there will never be forgotten by this little village. tell you a story of a woman who traveled to America to seek the same equality and fortune that everyone else is seeking. She had 2 small luggage and a $100 bill in her pocket. And the only thing she had in mind really is to support her 2 children and her family. And so the only way to do that is to work here in America. She could not have imagined what America could provide her and her family. So she worked as a nurse, and she worked in the medical surgical floors, in the ICU, in the operating room, different hospitals. And later on, she decided she would join the military. What could go wrong? She was signing for 2 years. She knew that her grandfather, her father, her uncles, and many cousins have military background. So why not try it for 2 years? So she met up with a recruiter who practically lied to her face only the good things the military can offer. And the first lie was that first assignment, New Mexico. If you have not been to New Mexico, it is in the middle of nowhere at the end of civilization. So, to make the long story short, this woman rose to the challenge and succeeded. She stayed more than 2 years, and well, home became where the Air Force sent her and her family. Her children grew up in the military, they took ROTC, and they even really considered the military as an option at one point in their lives. This is just one great example of how our country has supported the opportunity for those from other countries and cultures and help them fulfill their life's dream. It is this opportunity that is present in our country and exemplified in our military that makes our country great. We are known as the land of opportunity, and it holds to be as true today as it was when it was first mentioned. Here people have the freedom to choose wherever they want, to choose the path they wish to take. And those who are successful are rewarded by the efforts for their efforts. Our military has risen to this challenge and made every effort to recognize the valor and sacrifices that our members have accomplished in the defense of this great country and her many opportunities. It is then only proper that we move up to those who have given their all to see that this great country and its opportunities are protected, that all might enjoy them. By the way, the nurse I mentioned earlier came to the land of opportunity, and the mother of those 2 children is yours truly. I came to love the military and the support and the strength that it provided not only to its members, but to the families and to the communities that supported them. My military family and I choose to say, and have never once regretted the decision. My desire is to give back to the military as it has given to me and my family through my support of our military activities. My father visited us here once, and he was so proud that his family, to see his family carry on the family tradition of military service. He was instrumental in helping many Filipinos, Filipino war veterans and that, obtain the benefits and recognition they deserve for the service with the American troops, or the American forces rather, during World War II. My hope is that I can continue in his footsteps to honor those who serve and see that they are recognized for their sacrifices. There is no place in this great country or its military for discrimination against any individual because of their color, race, or country of origin. Those who have served and fought with honor should be recognized for their efforts and rewarded rewarded for their sacrifices. I am proud that our military has recognized this and taken steps to ensure that discrimination is now a thing of the past. We still see it rear its ugly head from time to time. And it is our responsibility, all of us here, it is our responsibility to be alert to this and to take actions to stop these actions as quickly as possible. Now I will leave you with this saying by George Orwell: "He who controls the past controls the future. He who controls the present controls the past." Have a great celebration and have a good afternoon.